It's Friday at the Great Escape in Brighton, and it's been quite a while since I caught up with Dry the River. I think it was Siget Festival in Budapest, almost one of the hottest festivals of last year. You had quite an easy summer though. You were taking it a bit easy after recording the album, is that right?
We were kind of finishing the album for the 5th time. We kind of went to Iceland in March of last year with the intention of throwing a record together in a month, and that turned out to be a little unrealistic, and in the end it took about a year and 3 months or something. So yeah, a lot of last summer in the end kind of just got swallowed up by studio time.
So I remember talking about Iceland and your experiences as a band, Dry the River, in Iceland, and I thought, oh, this is going to be out, pretty soon. There's not going to be a long wait, and yet that was last August we were chatting, and still nothing. We're still waiting. So it has taken a lot longer than you thought. Is that more processing, mixing, or just different ideas about what should be on the record?
Yeah, I think we didn't start with a sort of very concrete idea of what we were trying to achieve, which in hindsight was probably a little naive, and so we didn't really have enough songs to make a record when we started, which was a big problem. And we kind of muddled through, and we kind of wrote some stuff in the studio and kind of cobbled something together over sort of the first 3 or 4 months, and then that didn't we felt at the end of that process that we hadn't really made the record that we wanted to make, so I started writing again. Almost as soon as we thought we'd finished the record, I started writing again and wrote a bunch of songs that I thought were better and everyone thought were better. So we went back in and redid loads of stuff. We redid, we did some new songs, and we also went back and redid loads of guitars and drums, and went and we have a kind of a childhood friend, Pete Miles, who's a record producer, but he's done he does kind of heavier stuff than us normally. He's done a lot of punk and rock records, and we went just down to his farm in Devon and just kind of went back to basics and recorded like we used to when we were 16 and 17, and I think the record benefited from it. It came out just sounding a bit more like us.
Do you feel like it really took the pressure off to do that, to just go back to your roots in some ways?
Yeah, I think we'd always kind of said when we were younger, if we ever were in a position to make records with a budget, let's just go to Pete in his little farm that he has and just set up there and make a record. And then when it came round and we had kind of a budget and stuff, we thought, why don't we go to America, and why don't we go to Iceland? And we did all this stuff, and I think we got a bit carried away with the idea of it, but when it actually came down to making a record, we decided the best thing would be to we always recorded with a laptop in a room somewhere when we were younger, and we went back and basically did that, and I think we've got something that sounds much more like us.
I mean, obviously the last time we chatted, I was talking to you about you'd re-recorded the album, the first album, with it acoustic after 3 solid years of touring.
Yeah.
Where we were talking about it, and you were saying, I think we were tighter on the re-record because we've been touring so hard. Do you really think that all that touring and all that working, even in Iceland and further on, has really shaped and changed the new sound of the band?
I think initially when we went in, we were just trying a bit hard. I think we'd just come off the road. We felt like we were under a lot of pressure to get a record made really quickly, and I just think as well, we just everyone gets kind of sick of the sound of their own songs after the same songs we've been playing then for 3 or 4 years, and it was just we wanted to try something really different, and we kind of wrote all these songs that we wanted, I think, to just kind of show that we developed as musicians a little bit, and that we had a better understanding of theory, and our kind of proficiency with the instruments was a little bit higher, and so we got kind of carried away with trying to prove stuff to ourselves and to other people, and it just sounded like that, I think, when we finally listened to it, and then we just went, why are we doing this? Let's just make some songs that are really fun to play and that sound like the bands that we like listening to, and that's hopefully what we've done now. Some of the songs on the record, we've just started to play them now, and tonight we're going to be playing a bunch of stuff we haven't played live before off the new record, and some of the songs are already a year old now for us, so it's kind of, we have had a chance to kind of play them a lot and get kind of settled in.
So there's people out there literally dying to hear this new material. They've been
I
waiting
don't
so
know.
long.
I hope so. That's the hope.
Well,
Yeah.
after reading, there was a post up on the website recently that obviously said the lineup's changed.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of background changes in the band as well. I mean, has that really had a big influence on the last few months, the way that you're seeing things?
I think so. That all kind of just happened at the one time, but sort of coincidentally, and then it just all became kind of tied in with just this whole change of attitude. Like there were a lot of things, just generally to do with the workings of our band and even the relationships in the band and stuff that weren't quite like sitting right, and that we'd just let them we just kind of swallowed that sort of thing and let them kind of, just kind of put them to the backs of our minds. When you're touring, you just have to kind of get on with it. And so, but when we suddenly found ourselves off the road, we had time to think, well, what is it in this band that works really well, and what do we want, what could we do better, and what do we want to think about a bit more. And so, we kind of just found ourselves in this really cool position where we could just think about the team and we could think about our own. And we were very kind of stiff upper lip in our band, and we're very sort of, no one ever says what they're feeling or what they want or anything. Everyone's very passive aggressive and adolescent about stuff. And it really gave us a chance to actually say to each other, like, why are you always in a really bad mood when we're touring? And like, is there anything we can do to like make you feel a bit happier and a bit more included? Even that really kind of basic stuff. We had those kind of discussions, and then everyone just seemed to come out of it feeling really positive and really psyched to kind of get the second record out and start touring again. So I think that's where we are now, and we're all sort of, we're really happy, which is weird.
It really seems that. The post seemed really optimistic, and I mean, you must be just psyched to get back out there. I mean, you've been well known and loved for your live shows as well, so you must be just raring to get out there and play it now.
I think after 3 years of touring, we were just so kind of exhausted with each other and with the music and with just every aspect of it. And now, having had more or less a year off, or a year kind of hemmed in the studio, we've really been able to we're just really excited to play again, and we're really sort of hungry to play again, which is what all bands should be in that position. If there ever gets to the point where you're sort of dreading playing a gig, then you should probably have a rethink.